Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich. I did that on purpose, by the way. The ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. So, according to Michael Ballack, it's coming from Michael Ballack. So not really a source, but it's someone who's played for Leverkusen. He's played for Bayern. He's had the big step ups. He's come out and said that Kai Havertz is better off in the hands of Bayer Leverkusen. So is Jupp Heynckes. Jupp Heynckes said that Havertz needs a season or two at Leverkusen. So we have two Bayern legends, Jupp Heynckes and Michael Ballack, both saying that this player should stay at our Bayer Leverkusen. And I think it's going to happen. Service, it's going to happen because we've been talking about it, but it looks like we're only going to sign a right back and Leroy Sané this summer. In my opinion, that's a good enough transfer window. Why do you say Jupp Heynckes? What do you mean? I'm saying Jupp Heynckes. I'm saying Jupp Heynckes because that's how you say his name. Would you like me to say Jupp Heynckes? That's probably how you say it, to be honest. But yeah, Michael Ballack has basically encouraged Kai Havertz to stay at Leverkusen for a season or two, and that's probably the best move for his career because think about it. The kid is playing at Leverkusen. It's a very good level. He's playing in a great system. He's only 20 years old, Havertz. So for him, it's very important to keep developing. It's very, very good. I mean, also, you have to think about it. Havertz is going to cost whoever gets him around that 100+ million mark. He's going to cost at least 100 million because Leverkusen have said that we're not backing off from this deal. So if you look into it, I mean, 18 goal contributions in 34 match appearances this season. He's superb at every single thing he does on the pitch. A lot of people think he's the German version of Kylian Mbappe, for example. That means he's going to win the Euros next year then. We need Pereira or Hakimi, not Semedo. You're right, the board want to get a right back off a loan. Well, that's an option that Bild have said the board are considering, is getting a right back again on loan. And I actually was thinking about this. Bayern Munich could get Hakimi because if you think about it, we've been talking about how Real Madrid won't play Hakimi and he'll want game time at a top level club. What if we loaned Hakimi like James Rodriguez for 2 seasons? Carvajal's 28. In 2 years, he's 30 and should start declining. And then we insert a paying clause like 60 million, 70 million, whatever it is, like we did with James Rodriguez. We have a good loaning relationship with Real Madrid, so it could happen. Havertz rolled out great news, guy is overhyped. I don't think it's great news, but I think that maybe in 2 seasons or in a season, I think he's going to stay at Leverkusen. I think Werner's going to stay at Leipzig. You know what? A lot of people have just been hyping up too many transfers. I think a lot of these players are going to stay where they're at right now. They're going to wait 1 or 2 years, get him cheaper. Muller is still on top. That's true because he'll bench Thomas Muller. And another thing that Michael Ballack said was that Bayern Munich is different. It's a different level to Leverkusen. Leverkusen get mid-table. You know, if you get a goal, they'll celebrate it like everything. Like, for example, Bayer Leverkusen beat us and their admin, they were all over that victory. They celebrated it for a week and they're still celebrating it now, I bet. We lose, we win against a team. Great match. We go again. Or see, that's the level, man. Havertz is at a club where they celebrate everything. You make a tackle. Yes! That's the thing with Dortmund, man. These clubs, that's the thing with them. The thing with Dortmund is they celebrate absolutely nothing sometimes. For example, tackle. Yes! Or a shot from distance when you haven't had a shot all game. Yes! Well, as Bayern, you score a goal. Yes! And then you gotta go score another one to keep the fans entertained. Because you're not just trying to entertain the people in the stadium. You have millions of people watching all over the world. So the thing is, Havertz is gonna be at a different level. And you know what? He should stay at Leverkusen. Everyone help us reach 5 likes on the video. That would be amazing. Schüller starts at right center back easy. He has no competition. But what about Hernandez or Alaba? Who starts there? Those are 2 players for 1 position, which is how depth works. Lucas Hernandez will definitely keep picking up injuries. Alaba will be rested because of Lucas Hernandez. Alphonso Davies has that left back spot on lockdown unless he gets an injury, which he won't. Let's be honest, Davies won't ever get an injury. He won't ever, but there's a chance he might. And who should start on the German squad next Euros for center back? Sa, That's a good question. Rudiger or Ginter. Those are 3 players, or actually 4 players that I see. For me, I think I don't know why Germany play a back three. I don't know it, but I think they should play a back two. They have the center backs to be playing a back two. They also have the fullback. They have Nico Schultz and also Klosterman, who are both fullbacks. They're not wing backs. They're both fullbacks. So I don't know. It's very defensive how Germany play, because based on how your wing backs are, if you're playing a back three, it determines if your formation is offensive or defensive. If you have Gnabry as your right wing back, that's an attacking formation. If you're playing a back three, if you have Davies, that's an attacking formation. But if you have Klosterman and Nico Schultz, it's just not good enough. No, I thought Haustenberg was playing in there. It doesn't matter. But yeah, this Kai Havertz guy, he's gonna cost us money if we were to sign him this summer. But it actually makes a lot of sense for Havertz to say. But for everyone joining, what Michael Ballack, former Bayern, Chelsea legend, etc., never won any competitions with it. He never won the Champions League, but he was close to everything. He's basically come out and said that players with his quality are in demand, but I think he's in good hands in Leverkusen. When we talk about Bayern, if you want to take the next step, you have to be ready for such a challenge to survive in such a robust environment. That's what Michael Ballack has said, and I think what should happen with Havertz is he should stay at Leverkusen for an extra year, or at least 2 years. I know people are going to be like, well, you want him at the top level like Kylian Mbappe. Well, Kai Havertz is not Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe was playing for France, starting in the World Cup, and they were a great structure with great players around him, which allowed him to flourish. Mbappe is at PSG, where he has Neymar, Cavani, Icardi, they have Di Maria, Sarabia. Mbappe is in a different environment than Kai Havertz. So you have to let Havertz develop on his own. So he should wait for a season. And that's exactly what I think the Bayern, the club, is going to do. And it's actually good for the league as well to keep a player like him for an extra season or two. I think it might be even 2 seasons, like a loan. And he has a few years left in his contract. So Leverkusen would still get the money for him and they'd replace him thoroughly. But I think that we just shouldn't be rushing in and getting Kai Havertz right now. We should let him really develop, because there's still parts of his game that I feel like he has to improve if he wants to play for Bayern. He has to improve that. He has to be sharp on everything. So let's get to 5 likes, everyone. Help us get that. Joop is pronounced like Joop, like Joshua is pronounced like Joshua. Well, on stream, I'll call Kimmich Joshua Kimmich, but off stream, I'll call him Josh. I'm being serious. I call him Joshua Kimmich, because if I was talking to a friend, I'm not going to say Joshua. I'm going to say Joshua. It's just how I am. I'm sorry. And I'm going to say Joop Pancakes, because it sounds like Joop to me, and I like the way it sounds. I know it may be disrespectful for some people, but I just don't. I don't have that. It sounds awkward awkward saying it in my mouth to say you pancakes. It just, I don't know. Maybe I literally know a lot of Spanish. I know a lot of French. So it may be because of all these languages. My English has gotten worse since trying to learn these other languages. Me learning Spanish has ruined my English, because I don't know. I maybe sometimes I literally am thinking in Spanish and then I'm speaking in English, and then I can't say my words clearly. So I've been, man, it's annoying. I would take him if I have a choice between Sancho and him. You know what? Kai Havertz, I think he's good. He's a talent. But I'm one of those people who understands that you can't just bring Havertz in for 120 million and play him on the bench. That's a wonder kid. You play him every single game until he gets good. And we don't have the time to be waiting for him to adapt to a new club environment. Luckily for Havertz, it would be the same league. I couldn't care less about Jonathan Tah. But I mean, Leverkusen have a nice structure. And Havertz is showing himself at a team like Leverkusen, who aren't necessarily the top team that everyone thinks they are. But he's at least showing up in big games. At the beginning of the season, I think a lot of people were criticizing Kai Havertz, saying, oh my God, he's not playing well, he's not doing well, this and that. But I think we've seen, as the months have progressed, that he has gotten better and more consistent. So yeah, Kai Havertz for me is just going to have to be it. He is the player, but we'll have to wait for a year or 2 to get him, because that's how it looks like it's going to happen. They're in CL. No, they're in Europa League. So that's the thing with Jack. Can you just not spam, man? I can't stand it. I really can't, because I've read it a few times. I've read it. I don't care about Jonathan Tah. You can keep typing it, but it will ban you eventually. Sanchin, Bayern need a top center back like Koulibaly to win the Champions League. We don't. We really don't. We don't. It's one of those comments where you're like, oh yeah, we do. No, we don't. We have one of the best defenses in Europe this year in 2020. How many goals have we? Like maybe 4 goals. We have one of the best defenses in the world. I don't think we need Koulibaly or Van Dijk. We already have that. But when Niklas Süle is back, we'll have that center back. If we bought Upamecano, we would have that. But even if we don't buy Upamecano, we still have an incredibly exceptional defense from 0 to 1, from 0 to 11. So, I mean, even Neuer is back in form. We are not conceding or leaking goals. We are not conceding counterattacks. This whole Bayern Munich concede counterattacks thing, or open to counterattacks, that never was a thing on the Jupp Heynckes. Sorry, Jupp Heynckes. It never was a thing. Because if you watch how we played under Heynckes, we did not play a very high line. Now you're seeing we're playing a higher line. But I don't know. We don't leak any more of those. What do you think about Hakimi? Oh man, I love Hakimi. And we were just talking about Hakimi a few seconds ago. We were just talking about Hakimi. We were talking and saying that Bayern Munich could loan him out like they did with James Rodriguez for 2 years. Add a buyout clause, so like 60 million, right? Pay all his wages. Real Madrid would happily let go of Hakimi for another 2 years. Why? Because Hakimi won't start for Real Madrid. He won't start under Zidane. And you know what? I don't know. I think it could work. I genuinely just want Hakimi. He would be brilliant to have. Even for just 2 years, I would happily take Hakimi. Alaba and Jula will be world class. Hakimi is bad at defense. That's not true. Akraf Hakimi is great at 1v1s. See, the thing is, when you talk about defense, tell me what that means for you. Does that mean 1v1 defending? Does it mean, intercepting the ball in the box in crucial moments? Does it mean being focused at all moments? Does it mean winning headers and making 5 billion tackles? Because Hakimi does it well. He does it well. I'm a United fan, but I admire Bayern a lot. That's good for you. Good for you. I mean, it's good for you. But you have to look at defending not just from a perspective of making tackles. You have to look at it maybe from like Van Dijk. A lot of Van Dijk's defending is so sometimes just be there, and his presence is so annoying that the opposition has no choice but to just run back with the ball or something. And tackling wise, Hakimi's good at tackling. He's not a terrible tackler, but what we need is that balance. He's really good at going forward, and he's the same going backwards. He was pathetic in La Liga. Hakimi was continually torn to ribbons. Jury's still out. Nah. Well, he's ripping this league apart. He has 10 assists, has a few goals. He's doing the thing with Dortmund is Matt Hummels isn't the same defender he was at Bayern that he is at Dortmund. Dortmund have a different defensive structure, right? Hakimi is not good at tackling. Well, he wins tackles. He wins duels. He wins things in the air, right? And for me, Hakimi is gonna do it for me. He's gonna do it. And I don't know why you're saying he's not good at tackling. Like that's defending. Tackling, yeah, tackling is cool. Tackling is. For me, tackling isn't really a huge part of defending. It's just something that you do that it depends on the heat of the moment. For example, my thing with Kimmich is he may not be a clean tackler. Someone put it very correct. He's not a clean tackler. Like he won't do what Lamb does, where he just makes something happen and it's a brilliant tackle. That's the difference, right? So for me, Hakimi can tackle, but he just doesn't do it because he does defending in other forms. He blocks the ball. He does the little things. I doubt Real Madrid will sell Hakimi. Well, I think there's a chance. And also, think about it. If you look on who scored, I know the ratings, right? If you look at La Liga's team of the season so far, Hakimi is the best right back. Average rating. Hakimi is La Liga's best right back. Why would Real Madrid change him for Hakimi? That's my question. I think we have an option, and we do. The thing with Kai Havertz, someone was telling me, I don't want to miss out on another player that we need to be signing like Kai Havertz because we want to keep our players. And that's a good point. We love missing out on players that we know we should be signing and buying because we want to keep some players that are old and not going to do anything for us in the future. We do love that, don't we? But you can't just say every situation is different. For example, we were supposed to sign Leroy Sané in 2016. He ended up going to City, but we had Ian Robben and Ribery who were well into their 30s. We could have signed and replaced them, and we would now be in a better situation. But maybe it's just better not to sign some players. What if we never understood? Sané wouldn't have the name he has now. I don't know. Since you watch the Bundesliga, how is Kai? I don't know about Kai. Okay, Kai Havertz is a midfielder. He's one of those midfield. He's not, for me, he's not an attacking midfielder. He's like, he's more of a second striker type of player. He wants to score the goals. He also has that final pass in him, a good amount of vision, and for his age, and he has the maturity in front of goal to finish chances. He gets on the end of crosses. Sign Havertz and loan him out to Leverkusen. That wouldn't be a bad idea either. But he gets on the end of crosses. He gets on the end of passes and scores himself. He's also very good at the through balls. If you look at how Mesut Ozil plays, I think they're very similar. Where, Havertz is more of a goal scorer than Ozil is. Ozil is literally allergic to shooting. But you'll see how they play. Havertz will score more goals than anything. Prefer Muller or Coutinho. Thomas Muller is better. He's miles ahead of Coutinho. He's better in big games, better in every single type of game. He won't be 90. He won't. Leverkusen have said publicly that they won't be held to ransom because if you think about it, Bayer Leverkusen don't need money. They're not a financially insolvent club. They're a club with huge sponsors. They have money. I think Bayer are actually a company in Germany, aren't they? So yeah, they do have the money. They don't need the money from us. They don't need to sell any players, and I don't think they'll reduce his price. And also, it doesn't look like he'll leave Leverkusen this summer. And yes, I think Bayern have genuinely ruled them out, and I don't think the transfer will happen this summer, but it might happen in a summer or two. So yeah, no, Bayer Leverkusen won't go down on their evaluation because that's their price. They're the ones who have the player. Havertz has 3 years left in his contract, and Kai Havertz does not look like the type of player to run down his contract. So he's going to stay at Leverkusen for a while and get himself something huge. He's going to stay. The thing where we buy him and loan him back, that's so imaginary because you've just spent the money and you don't have the player. You don't have a player of Havertz quality. I don't know. That just doesn't sound good to me. Bayer are a pharmaceutical company. They'll be rolling in cash of late. Yeah, they're a pharmaceutical company. I didn't know that. They have a club. Interesting. That's a very odd combination. But they're making money. They don't need to be selling. They have the sponsors. If they need, they were the Bayer Leverkusen, Leipzig, Bayern Munich, and Dortmund. 4 clubs that are in the top 5. They all donated money to help other clubs in the lower league. So for me, they have money to do that. So, and they haven't. I haven't heard that many Bundesliga clubs. Maybe because they're just better run and have better books that have come out and said, "Oh, we're fine. We're in trouble." Not that many, but you hear a lot of English clubs. I want to know more about the 50+1 rule. Please make a separate video on this rule. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I get the rule. It makes sense, which is that. Wait, is it the opposite? So the sponsors, the fans have a say in. Yeah, I'll make a video on it. I'll make a video. A bit like Phillips. Will Bayern change formations if we sign Kai? So our transfers will be Sané and Upamecano, you think? No, I think it will be a right back and also Sané. And also the club have said that Sané will be agreed on this month. So I'm just waiting for that. Yes, the fans must own at least 51% of the club, not 49%. So that basically gives the fans decisions on ticket prices, things like that. And you've seen clubs. Yeah, that's it. That's the rule. That's the rule. It helps keep sponsors from just pummeling in money into the club without, like for example, Man City have changed their logo about 5 billion times in the last decade. PSG have done the same. if they had the 50+1 rule, I think they would still probably have the same logos or the same banners, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't get it that much. I'm not a big understander of it. Fans are the majority shareholders, basically the way it should be. I don't think it's the way it should be, because it's definitely advantageous in the fact that the league won't ever be overtaken by just foreign billionaires who have no interest in morality. But I think it's good to keep the regulation, but it makes it very hard for just things for a club to come out of nowhere, rightly, not like a Hoffenheim did, not like a Leipzig have done, but a club, let's say Wolfsburg, let's say they want to just start signing smart and doing this, and they had a new director of football who had a different philosophy. I don't know, it would be very difficult. Against Union on Sunday, I can see at the one. I don't want to talk about Union Berlin because it's getting closer and closer, and I have this weird, stupid feeling in my heart that on Friday, Angela Merkel would just come out and say the cases have gone up in Germany and they need to stop the league returning. The league is more stable, have both won league titles. Yeah, that's true. The league is more stable, but sometimes you just want a little bit of chaos. I would love a little bit more drama. I like the fact that, I know it sounds stupid, and I probably shouldn't be, I enjoy the fact that Leipzig are where they are, because it's another Bundesliga team that's going to compete, right? You can talk about how they have money, but they're forcing Dortmund to get better. They're forcing all these other clubs to get better. Bayer Leverkusen are a byproduct of that. They're forcing them to get better as well. They're forcing Mönchengladbach to get better. And look at the amount of talents that are in the Bundesliga. There's so much talent from the top 8 all the way up. Even the bottom teams like Mönchengladbach. No, stupid. Even the bottom teams like Werder Bremen have some talent. It's crazy. So I think Wolfsburg, yeah, they're owned by Volkswagen. So for me, I just think that why do so many companies like owning teams? I love the fact that Newcastle have coin to drive Man United into the wilderness. Well, I don't know. Is the takeover hasn't been completed, so we don't know for sure. But I'm being honest. I genuinely don't see a problem with money in football. I just think it's helped so many people. So many jobs are created because of it. And so much excitement has been generated because of it. Some great players have been discovered because of the money, the strategic spending. We would never have had Kimmich if Leipzig hadn't come along, if these teams hadn't strategically done business. No one would know of Upamecano. Look at the amount of talent in the league. It only improves the quality and the fun and the entertainment value. I don't see it as a morally wrong thing if a team like Leipzig, in such a short time span, in less than 10 years, have built almost an untouchable empire. They have built a real team with ruthlessness. It took Dortmund. Leipzig are going to win a league title before Dortmund do again. That's how crazy that sounds. And they have an incredible youth academy. Schalke do have an incredible youth academy as well. But I mean, goddamn, I don't really hate what Leipzig have done. I respect it because I'm a business person. If you can take they got 100 million to basically get through everything and build the stadium, I don't know, but I think that's right. And look how they've basically used that and maneuvered themselves. I haven't heard Leipzig sign a player for 100 million like City have, but I've heard them make signings like Werner for 17 million and 15 million when no one really believed in Werner all that much. I don't know, man. Bully like everything with Red Bull is scouted well. Exactly. See, there's companies, so many companies. For example, look at the companies that own, or the owners that own English clubs. FSG is the only owner that does well, but the Uniteds have the Glazers, the Arsenal have the Kroenkes. They have these different owners. If you look at them, they don't spend smart. They don't have, but Leipzig do. It's not a coincidence. It's just because of smart business, and I respect smart business over stupid business. Okay. It's not 50+1 that makes it so clubs do not have money. It is the TV rights. I'm not talking about 50+1. I'm just talking about clubs using money to improve themselves in general. Same with Salzburg. Mane, Haaland, Minamino were young talents, exactly, right? They sold them on. Come on, it's not a coincidence, man. And look at their managers. They recruited Julian Nagelsmann before anyone really got a look at him. They've given young players that no one ever really knew of chances, and they've proven right. Look, they sell a player, bring in someone way better. They got rid of Leipzig. They got rid of this Saint Augustine guy. I don't know his name. I don't know the rest of his name. But then who did they sign after? They signed Patrick Schick, and he's been brilliant. So I don't know. It's just Leipzig they're on something different when it comes to these little signings that no one really knows about. For example, Nkunku. No one really believed in Nkunku at PSG. They signed him for a good 10 million, and now he's really ripping the league apart. I don't know. It's just how you have to look at it. Sabitzer, who was he before Leipzig? And they also have a really good relationship with their other clubs, like the New York Red Bulls, the Red Bull New York thing, and also the Salzburg. They have, obviously it's the same company, but they know how to maneuver themselves. You can see Schick is much better. It's Nagelsmann, exactly. The recruitment plus players that work under the manager. It's just a pie that works. It's a pie that's delicious. You can't just have a team that's good, but no, you can't. You need everything. I think Leipzig have done it extremely well to really get these players all from different teams and just put them into the same system under the same manager. And you're even seeing it. Look at Liverpool's Firmino. Came from Hoffenheim. Who was his coach? Julian Nagelsmann. And you see the improvement. You're seeing the players. There's long-termism in these players. No, I'm not going to college. I don't care about college. I think it's useless, especially in the US. I didn't know it was free, but even if it is free, for me, it's a waste of time. I'd rather focus on building actual businesses. Because if I was to go to college, I'd probably get a business major to learn how to start a business. But then again, I've already started businesses that have failed, and I've learned a lot, and I have experiences from that. So I don't know if going to university makes sense to me personally. I don't understand why people do it. It doesn't do anything for you. Going to college is just such a weird decision because you're spending thousands of dollars of your own money, and wouldn't you rather spend that money? I bet you traveling to different countries and learning their cultures and experiencing different things, bad or good, would probably give you more of a life lesson than college ever would. I don't care about math, even though I get very good grades in school. I do. School's always been easy for me. I'm not one of those people who sits here and goes, "Oh my God, school is so hard for me. I get bad grades. I get straight A's. I'm the kid that raises his hand first, but I just don't see it. Can beat life experience. Now, nothing can beat traveling. I'd rather just spend that money on something else. My entire family wants me to go to college, and every single person in my family has gone to. My sister's going to college in about 2 days, or she's moving to a different city to go to college. It's fine for me. It's like it's just a matter of what do you want to do with your life, and I don't see, yeah. I'd rather just fail at all these different things, learn from them, than go to college and be in a safe space and not ever learn anything tangible to then use on later in my life. I don't see the use in college. I think it's completely useless. I don't know about anyone else, but in the US, it costs thousands of dollars for one semester. The average student pays like $20,000 per year. You are basically getting in debt. Let's say you wanted to be a doctor, for example. You would have to pay $120,000 for 4 years. So it would add up to be around $160,000 to be a doctor. And you would have to work almost half your life as a doctor to get that money paid off, because you're paying student loans and all these things. And maybe you had student aid, financial aid. At the same time, you'd still have to your student aid can basically be voided like this if you maybe miss a few classes or do these things. It's just a corrupt system, in my opinion. And yeah, I still wonder why Leipzig didn't get Haaland. I was sure they'd get him because of the connection to Salzburg. You know what? I think it's because of Werner. Werner was, and they also have Patrick Schick. I don't think Werner's gonna leave Leipzig this summer. Yeah. Scottish tuition fees are free. I mean, that's cool. I just don't understand why they would be. Yeah, I agree. The price is crazy. Also from the US, going to Europe for college. Yeah, man. I mean, good for you. I would never go to college. Count me out. And you know what? A few years ago, I would have said, yes, I'm going to college. But my dreams have gotten bigger than school. So I'm just focused on doing whatever I want to do. Yeah, that's true. Why didn't Leipzig get Haaland? But to be honest, I don't know. I've just talked almost half the stream on why I respect Leipzig, and I think a lot of people are gonna hate that, but I do. I think they're really run really well from top to Leipzig will probably get rid of Werner and get someone better than him in a matter of days, and they will do that because they know how to recruit players, and they will. Volcan. Yeah, so they do know how to replace. I mean, for anyone joining late, I think Michael Ballack has made it pretty clear that Havertz should stay at Leverkusen for a year or two. And I think the same thing that Jupp Heynckes said. Jupp Heynckes said that, you know what, he should stay because he hasn't matured. And that's what I think too. I don't know why we would buy a player for 120 million if we weren't gonna. If you're gonna replace Muller, replace him. Just sell the guy, but don't do this thing where you'll keep Muller because we know he's gonna give out hat tricks until he's 50 years old. He's gonna give out hat tricks of assists to Lewandowski, and they're still gonna be playing in their 50s, right? You know this is gonna happen, so don't be stupid and let Havertz come in just to come sit on the bench. At least be freaking smart about it. Because Leipzig has Werner. That is true. They do have Timo Werner. Alright, let's go ahead and do our fake match ratings because I'm tired of... oh yeah, the Dortmund game versus Schalke. I'll be doing a match watch along on that. I can't wait, man. I don't know why, but no one's seeing the streams for after this. This will take 12 hours. That bummed me out. I tried to fix it yesterday. It didn't work. But YouTube is doing a new thing where it takes 3 years to process a video. It's incredibly annoying. I don't understand it. But let's shout out the channel. We're currently at 361 subscribers. We will be trying to reach 370. I'll never stop promoting. I'll never stop doing it. Oh, 362. So if you can, smash the subscribe button. And yeah, get people involved with the channel that you know. Other Bayern fans, that would be amazing. And Premier League fans, to be honest. But let's do our fake match rating. What are we going to give Thomas? You know what? Manuel Neuer. What are we giving Manuel Neuer? Because that's how people would say it. What are we giving Manuel Neuer? Come on. People are so funny. What are we giving Manuel Neuer and Thomas Müller? Come on, tell me. What are we giving Thomas Müller? Man, I'm pissing a lot of people off. Feel free to subscribe. Fake match ratings. I would probably give him a 3. He made a good save, but he didn't keep the ball out. And he got an assist, Manuel Neuer, but he didn't do that well. I'm gonna give Pavard a 6 because actually Pavard got an assist. I'll give him a 7. A 7. Yeah, I'll give him a 7. No, I'll give Pavard a 7. It's a high 7 for Pavard because he got an assist, but did get outrun defensively a few times on his side. Bayern should play a 3-4-3 and should sign Haaland in 20. No, we don't need to sign Haaland. Why is it? Why can't we sign Werner? They're the same player. Süle an 8. That's a good point. I should give him an 8. You know what? Yeah, let's add the 2 dots ahead of his name. You must have a German keyboard because I don't know where you'd find those 2 things you put ahead of his name. because I don't know where it would be. Actually, yeah, it's crazy. We don't Americans don't really have any dots ahead in front of their names. I don't get it. I don't understand. Wait, so why is it? What do these dots mean? Anyone German? Please explain it to me. A 3-4-3. No, we shouldn't play a 3-4. We've never played a 3-4-3. You know, it's all cool to think about, but it's not our system. I mean, we have played it before, but it's just not how we would play. It's not a Bayern type of system. I'll give Alaba a 7. Davies played really well a 9. It's called it's like wait, so what would it do? So if you just type this in, for example, if you just type the Niklas Sula, I still don't know how to say it. If you just type that in without the things, does it sound different? I'll give Kimmich a 9. He played extremely well. Thiago a 10. He got 3 assists, tackled everyone and won the ball back 5 times. I'll give Neuer a 7 because he got 3 assists but didn't score. 7.5. Perisic a 2. He got a hat trick but was crap. Lewandowski a 1. He couldn't score 5. He scored 3 though. Gnabry, I'll give him a 6. He's crap. He was terrible in this game. Okay, we're done with that. But yeah, what's I don't understand, man. It's a very odd language to me. It's very, very odd. There's some things that confuse the crap out of me when it comes to this German thing. I'm just so confused every single time. And let's go back to this. Every single time. I'm incredibly confused. You have like a name with like Muller, for example. Müller, actually. I'm sorry. Müller. Thomas Müller. Der Klassiker next week. There's no Der Klassiker next week. Where did you get that information from? Unless you're talking about in 2 weeks there's a Der Klassiker. Literally 2 weeks, the 26th, there is a Der Klassiker on a Tuesday, which is amazing because oh, you know what's crazy? I forgot about this. The season will end June 30th or June 27th. So that basically means we get a whole month of just games. And at the same time, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has said that. Why do people just decide to message me at the same time? Okay. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge has said that basically there will be about more than 1 billion looks at the Bundesliga. Oi! That means on Saturday there'll be billions of... Okay, well, I know I'm exaggerating, but there'll be hundreds of millions of people watching. People underestimate just how many people watch regularly. But sports in general, this is the only thing, like the only major sport that people will be watching. And it's the most popular sport in the world. Think about that. The numbers would... Bayern would gain 50 million on playing. We would gain a lot of Instagram followers. The teams that Dortmund and Schalke and Leverkusen and Leipzig will gain a lot of freaking recognition in the world. I can't wait for this. Why Bayern don't give chance for Goretzka to play? Well, he's been injured a lot this season, so that's for starters. But Leon Goretzka should be fully fit for the beginning of the 17th. He should be fit. He'll be fit. Don't worry about it. Leonardo da Vinci Goretzka, painting art on the pitch. In 13 days, Der Klassiker. Yeah, so literally under 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks. We're playing Borussia Dortmund. I can't wait. I don't know why we're playing them on a Tuesday. It's like a Champions League fixture almost. It is, because it's like it's basically a Champions League game. They're pretty much trying to replace the Champions League, if you've noticed. They're playing games on Tuesdays every 2 weeks. It's pretty cool, and Wednesday. So, and no Europa League games, because there's no Thursday fixtures. So yeah, they are trying to play these games, especially big matches. And you know what? This is kind of cool, because there's still a lot of big Bundesliga fixtures, like Der Klassiker. Dortmund versus Leipzig still have to go through. So, Thiago, Kimmich, Muller are starters. No place for Goretzka. There is a place for Goretzka. I think it's... You know what? We haven't seen that much of Goretzka under Hansi Flick, because he's had a lot of fitness issues, but he will be back. I think Leon Goretzka is our best box-to-box midfielder. He does a lot on the pitch that people choose to underrate. and we haven't seen the most of him. But Leon Goretzka, for me, is one of our best players in the midfield. But people won't see it because it's just, I don't know. There's an agenda. People expect Goretzka to be midfield Messi or something, but I don't know why. I really don't know why. I mean, what? A lot of City fans talking about wanting Sané for 100 million. Why? Where is Sané gonna come from for 100 million? Where? Why? But yeah, the giveaway is still happening. So look, all I need is a little bit of help. Let's share the videos, share the content. I'm a bit bummed out today because of this YouTube thing where it takes 3-5 years just to process a single video. Usually, you know, a few days ago, I would make a video. Actually, a week ago, I'd make a video, right? And then as soon as I made it, a few hours, an hour later, or 30 minutes later, it's live for people to watch, and it's on the channel. But now YouTube is doing a thing where the video shows up on recommended, on all the searches, etc., but it doesn't actually show up on the channel, and it's really irritating. It's saying it's processing in my app, but it doesn't do it. So YouTube is doing me very dirty. Can't wait to play FIFA 19. Watch out for my videos today. Okay, cool. What was your thoughts on the first Berlin derby in Bundesliga? Oh, okay. I thought the Berlin derby between Union and Hertha, it wasn't like a real derby because they had never played each other in the Bundesliga before. Is that true? Can someone confirm that? So it's not like it was like actually real. It was like just a game between two clubs that, and I mean it's still passionate, but it'll get better because Berlin has never really had a derby. I mean, I wouldn't live in Berlin in my opinion, so I don't know much about how the culture is there. It's a big city. It's a capital city. So I'm not exactly sure that's how it is. I'll pick Union because it's just better. Top 4 predictions this season and the UCL finalist predictions. All right, since you asked, I will pull up the Bundesliga table. All right, so top 4 finishes this season. I think obviously, you know what? I have a feeling that we will win the league. Not because we've won it for the last 8 seasons or 7 seasons, but we will win the league. Dortmund will definitely not come second. Dortmund will come third, and Leipzig will be behind us. We'll win by 2 points. Bayer Leverkusen, and I think Schalke is going to get pushed down because they're not consistent enough. I think a team like Wolfsburg might overtake Schalke because Wolfsburg are actually in a good position. I'm not sure, but there's that. Atletico Madrid final, Bayern. Oh, are you talking about the Champions League? Bayern is winning CL. That's kind of crazy because Dortmund can't ever win it because they're not even in the Champions League anymore. Bayern Atletico final. I don't think so. I have a feeling that Atletico Madrid will surprise a lot of people. They've definitely surprised people, but they should have lost against Liverpool. You cannot carry that luck to the final, man. They would need a substantial amount of changes. And I don't think Atletico Madrid will be in any Champions League finals in the next 5 years because they need to, or in the next 3 years, 2 years, they need to gel their team together. They have a lot to do. They wouldn't even be in the Champions League next year because they're not getting the top 4 in La Liga. They're not even close to it. They're 9 points down. Atletico Madrid won't be in the Champions League for the next 2 seasons, and I think then we can talk about them. But I don't think they'll do it, man. I think there's PSG and City, who, I mean, as much as I don't... You know what? Pep Guardiola. I have such a huge problem with Pep Guardiola, man. I don't know. He just didn't do it here. See, I respect Pep's philosophy on football, but it's just not... It doesn't work. Jurgen Klopp has absolutely destroyed Pep's tactics countless times. Oblak made 2 decent saves. Liverpool was screwed in Madrid. It wasn't a one-leg tie. No, Liverpool scored. You think about the chance. Liverpool hit the bar twice with Robertson. That should have been a goal. Liverpool should have won that game. As much as I love the fact that they lost. Liverpool got unlucky. They did, and that's normal. We didn't get unlucky. We drew 0-0 at Anfield. I'm thinking we'll go to the Allianz and win 1-0, 2-0, something like that, or 2-1, get through. We didn't. and Liverpool won. They got lucky against Barcelona. First leg, Alisson made a few saves that I'm thinking now were meant a lot, because the second leg Liverpool went and did what they did. But if Dembele scores that chance towards the last minutes of the game, that Messi set him up from a corner that Barcelona countered from, I think we wouldn't be talking about Liverpool coming back 4-0. We wouldn't be talking about Trent Alexander's corner. So for me, honestly, I think that there is luck involved, or karma kind of, where you'll get a certain treatment and then the next week it just doesn't work for you. Dortmund will win Champions League one day. Well, you'll win the Champions League when you appoint Julian Nagelsmann as coach and buy all of RB Leipzig's players. They're inferior. No, Leipzig won't slip. There's no way. Leipzig have been closer to. We'll win the title before Dortmund do, because Dortmund they're not. I don't even scare. I don't even fear Dortmund when we go to the Signal Iduna Park. Even Liverpool don't fear Dortmund. Dortmund were like 3-1 up, and Liverpool still won 4-3. Like, that's what Dortmund do. They were 2-1 up against PSG, went and just slept for the second leg. Dortmund are crap. They can't do it, man. What's up, David? Dortmund are crap, man. They can't do it when it matters. They won't ever turn up when it matters. If Dortmund got to the CL final, look at the way they got to the Champions League final in 2013 and then just fall down. Dortmund aren't good enough for me. They're trash. They lost to Frankfurt. Who lost to Frankfurt? Leipzig might be dark horses for UCL. I'm thinking that too, because they're a very good, match team. They know how to do. Leipzig are the biggest problem we have. They lost to Frankfurt. You also lost to your biggest rival, Schalke, your own stadium. What's your point? See, Leipzig are so annoying to play. I hate playing them because they're so high energy, high pressing. At the same time, they just have this energy everywhere on the pitch. They don't get tired. They're so tactically flexible. You'll see Werner on the right, and then you'll see him play up top. It's so fluid from Leipzig. The way they press, they're not really a pressing team, but they get the ball very quickly. Leipzig and Atletico are the most Bayern, Atletico, and Leipzig are the most selfless teams. What does that mean, selfless? When Union beat Dortmund for their first win of the season was crazy. Yeah, Dortmund don't have that. They were 9 points clearer of us last season. I said Dortmund would win the league last season, and they somehow bottled it. Yeah, they had a 9-point lead, and they bottled it. They have good intensity, but they will eventually lose to smaller teams. That would explain why they've lost 3 games this season, Leipzig. RB Leipzig have lost less games than any other team. Sometimes, but you can sometimes force luck. Not always is possible. That explains why Bayern and Man United under Ferguson so often won in extra time. You do force your own luck, Look at the 99 final we lost. It was a stupid clearance that started the rampage by Man United. That's it. That's all it is. If we just clear the ball like a normal player should, we should probably win that final. You create your own luck on the pitch. Maybe we hit the post once. I think we did. Maybe you hit the post and that gets in your head and you get demoralized and then you're not focusing for 90 minutes. Maybe you think you've done it. You're 1-0 up. It's an 80-something minute. You've done the Champions League. You've won it for Germany. Borussia Dortmund won it 2 seasons ago. You won it now, surely. And you get out of focus and then you make that clearance. That's what happens in football, man. It's how it works. We won in 97. Well, you haven't won it since then. You haven't even gotten that close. You've been in the Europa League a lot. Dortmund have ruined themselves. You sell your best players to Barcelona, Real Madrid, Dortmund, etc. You like to sell players that Gundogan played for Dortmund. You love selling players to bigger teams. You love selling players to us sometimes. Götze should have never been a Bayern player, nor should have Hummels ever come here. You love doing it though, because it's the only way you can keep your club from being. You think that's the only way, but you know what? If Dortmund kept their best players and didn't sell their Aubameyangs and didn't let players run out of contracts, let's be honest, Dortmund would probably will have won more leagues than Bayern over this last decade. Dortmund would have probably been a better team than us if they actually kept Lauer. I'm being honest. We did get Lauer, but it's how Dortmund are. It's a stupid business model that you have to sell all your best products. It's like a farmer just raising the best chickens and selling them. No, keep the best chickens, get the most sexually high-drived chickens to keep making eggs for you, and then you'll sell the eggs, and eventually the eggs will surpass whatever you were going to sell all your best chickens for. That's how Dortmund have to deal with it. Don't sell Sancho. Keep Sancho for a few more years. Yes. No. See, they do sell. Look, how many times, where did they use the money for Dembele? Where did they spend and splash the cash after they sold Dembele for 130 million? Where's their Aubameyang money gone? They bought Paco Alcácer. They still haven't improved. We didn't sell James Rodriguez. He went back away from loan, back to Real Madrid. Most chickens want to leave the stable at some point. Also, they have to sell most of the time. Well, look, they don't leave the stable. Look at Giovanni Reina. If he stays at Dortmund for 8 years, Royce is the only player I can respect out of that Dortmund squad, because I know he's the only one who probably wants to stay there. Dortmund have this unique way of finding talent and nurturing them to being world beaters, but they don't have a way of keeping them. Invest in defenders and a goalkeeper, but then they'll probably sell that too. Thank you. Love your videos. Thank you, Japo. I won't bother saying the first name. Who is arguably the best player? We're not selling Coutinho either. Coutinho hasn't even started close to 40% of the games we've played. He hasn't played that much. He's been outplayed by Thomas Müller in the same position. Coutinho is not playing for us. Selling Sancho will be a huge... I would rather have Sancho, if I was Dortmund, leave for free in 3 years' time than him just walk out, even if it's 120 million, because they won't buy someone big. See, I respect Ajax, because Ajax at least, they sell their players but then have this unique youth structure, but then they also buy players to replace, and I just don't know. Coutinho is going back to Barcelona from loan. They didn't buy Coutinho, we loaned him. There's a difference. Can't stand Borussia Dortmund. They're booty. I hope Leipzig overtake them, honestly. They will, and Leipzig will. I trust Leipzig to do it. And they've already overtaken Dortmund, to be honest. Leipzig are a more structured team. They have better players than Dortmund. They're also, they're gaining that same amount of... Leipzig are going to get... They're closer to the title than Dortmund will ever be in the next few years. Dortmund have a crap coach, crap defense. How is Dortmund, a team that's full of all these talents, still with Lucien Favre, who can't even get young players to be excited for a game versus Bayern? How are you getting slapped up 4-0 against your biggest rivals? I know it was because we were that good, but you surely can't get slapped up 4-0 by your biggest rivals and not get sacked. Mourinho took Manchester United to Anfield, got slapped up 3-0. Guess what happened the next day? Or the next 2 days, because it was all it was Tuesday. Jose Mourinho sacked by Manchester United. That's what a big club does. Lucien Favre should have been gone when he bottled a 9-point lead. He should have been gone. You should have been the one to sign Nagelsmann. You should have signed Ralf Rangnick. You should have signed these managers. Reina is the most promising player at Dortmund. He's 100 times the player Pulisic. Pulisic reminds you, where is the Pulisic money? Where is it at then? Where is it gone? Where is Christian Pulisic's money? Has it been invested on a... Emre Can is the only player that Dortmund have signed that I've gone, okay, they're trying to get experience, but also this at the same time. Yeah, it's to win the league. Ralf Rangnick is going to AC Milan. I would love for him to stay in the Bundesliga and go to Hertha Berlin, or I wouldn't mind him going to Hertha. I wouldn't. I just don't understand Dortmund. It's like their ambition is to only be the competitor to Bayern instead of being to win the league. That's the thing. That's why so many people, even though Dortmund is a sympathizing club, people can't respect the club like that. At least Bayern, we say it out loud. We want to win the league, Champions League. We say it. Dortmund are like, we want to try and compete with Bayern. It's such a little P-U-S-S-Y mentality. It really is. It makes you seem like a little girl who won't... Oh my goodness. I hate Borussia Dortmund's mentality, man. It's not just that. I hate it. I hate how they think. They're such a good team. Could have been a good team. We won DFB Pokal. See, that's the problem. What is the DFB Pokal? The DFB Pokal is like... It's like winning... You know what? It's like getting... So you want this girl. Let me explain it. winning the DFB Pokal is like, you want this girl, right? She is hot, smoking hot. You know what? You ask her out. She's like, you know what? I'm not in for it. So then you go ask her ugly best friend next to her, and she says yes. That's like what winning the DFB Pokal is versus winning the Bundesliga, right? The Bundesliga is a sexy, fine, hot girl. Ooh, everything. But then you go, then she says no to you. Instead of you know what? Just saying, you know what? Forget you. I'm going to go with another sexy, hot girl, Champions League or something. You go with the DFB Pokal and settle for that. And then you celebrate that. That's what Dortmund remind me of. A guy who's, it's a good-looking guy, to be honest. Dortmund's a good-looking guy, no homo. But he keeps going with the ugly girl because he doesn't even have the confidence to go to the hot girl and say, yo, mama, I want you. Oh, alright, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That Saudi dude should have bankrolled Dortmund, and Bayern wouldn't be swooping. Again, the German structure wouldn't allow it, though. Well, you keep talking about the German structure, but the German structure is not the one forcing Dortmund to sell their best players. It's not the one forcing Dortmund to let their players run out of contracts and then leave for free. I don't know, For me, Dortmund's a good-looking guy that just he literally is telling himself, I'm ugly as hell, and then he's walking up to this girl and expecting her to feel like he's attractive. He's looking for validation from the league. You know what? The girl actually last season, the girl Dortmund was trying to get with the league title. You know what? She actually she gave him her number. She gave Dortmund her number. But you know what? Dortmund threw that phone in the trash. Was like, hell no, I'm gonna go with the ugly girl. The Super Cup at the beginning of the season. Alright, thank you everyone so much for watching the stream. I'll be back later on today with another video, but thank you everyone so much for watching. Leave a like on the video if you're new. Subscribe. Let's get to 370 subscribers. Mia san mia and peace.